Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. I'm joined by my friend Mags today. Welcome, Mags. So let me introduce
Thank
myself
you.
first. My name is Anna, and I'm a designer. I trained in textile design. I've expanded into graphics and surface pattern. And a while ago, I was talking to a Facebook expert about developing my business, and she suggested I started sharing my expertise with others. So initially, this was a bit like being hit by a truck. But a few months on, I've got a few courses under my belt and I'm launching a few more. And Mags is a friend of mine who has several ventures that she runs alongside her full-time job. So let me introduce her and let her tell you a little bit more about what she does. Welcome, Mags.
Hi, Anna. Thank you for having me on here. My name is Mags, as Anna's introduced me. So besides full-time job, I've got a side hustle, she calls it. It's an event planning, which offers services like the emceeing, event planning, whether it be parties, weddings. So it encompasses everything, events. So obviously I've been doing it as a side business. So that means from creating content, from creating the website, design colors, which Anna's also helped with. So in that sense, if you're not really techie, you kind of feel like, oh, this is overwhelming. So I think this is where this course came into play.
Oh, I'm just going to show everybody a picture of you in action. So there's Mags doing one of her MCs. So yeah, very talented lady, very talented lady.
Thank you.
So Mags, we're going to share a little bit about the course that you did, show a little preview of it. We'll have a few questions and then I'll share what else is coming up. So you were one of my first students on the social media and time-saving tools. So some of you don't know what the course is about, so I'm just going to show you a little bit of a preview. Just one sec, getting the right screen up. One sec. So Mags, we were chatting earlier about the fact that you found this helpful. So tell us a little bit more about what you found from the course.
So like I mentioned earlier on, obviously when you're trying to create your own content, trying to make sure your social pages, like your Insta page, is looking right, is looking professional. Sometimes you take it for granted that it's quite obvious and basic, but sometimes you post things, but it doesn't look professional. So from trying to do that on your own and making sure the content is right, your logo, your branding is correct, I found that the course was quite helpful. At first, when Anna said to me, there's a course, I kind of thought, this is more for really techie people, really geeky people like Anna, who like designing, who like playing around with, with all these techie, softwares and apps. But when I looked into it, it was really amazing because I discovered that it was quite brilliant. It was quite simple. For me, that's one of the things when I want to grasp something, I want it simplified, simple-minded, I guess, but I like it simplified and I grasp it better. So it was actually quite simplified in a way that even somebody who's not tech savvy would get it. So I found it really brilliant in that. And it's for everybody in the digital age, because like I said, I'd written it off for maybe designers, very techie people, but it was actually something in my own level of techie savviness, I could understand and use. And also because I do use social media personally, I use social media for business. Also, there were certain tricks and apps that she showed me, and certain things that she taught us in that course that helps to sort of save time, and also that improves the appearance of your social media content and page. So as a small business startup, I found it very informative. Not only informative, I found it very insightful and very practical, because as I was doing it, as I was doing the course, I had my pages open. So I was literally just practicing what the course was saying. And so I found it very, very helpful. So it was like, oh, okay. So is that how you move that there and move it here? And actually looks better. So I really did find it very, very, very helpful. And like I said, it's not at all as techy as I initially thought. So yeah, a really well prepared course and very easy to follow.
Brilliant. Yeah. Well, I knew that you'd done it because I saw your stuff on your social media and went, yeah, she's done the course. Because I could see the change in what you were posting. It actually made a big difference to what you were posting. I was just like, oh, great. And it's great seeing that, you know, put into action. So yeah, really pleased you found it helpful. Yeah. So Mags, is there anything else you want to share about that?
I mean, at the moment, I know you've added a bit more, which I'm still to dabble into, and I'd love to go in and learn a bit more. Because obviously I was one of your very first ones that went into the course, but I know you've since got more stuff on it.
Yeah.
One of the things probably that I would love to probably learn about is the IP, I think. That's something that obviously if you launch your business, you want to make sure you kind of have a know-how. So I definitely want to go into there and learn a bit more about it. And also I think I noticed on the new course, I think you're going to add a bit more about file sizes and what kind of files to use, and the reason why you would use a certain file as opposed to another. Again, that is something I think I would really love to learn about a bit more. You kind of know it as a basic, like, oh, why would I use a JPEG file as opposed to maybe a PNG or, you know, a different file? But it'd be good to just go into there and get a bit more, get a bit more depth information and knowledge. So I'm looking forward to that bit.
Definitely, definitely. For those of you who don't know about this course, I'm just going to show you a little preview. I've just put the wrong thing up. Whoops-a-daisy. This is what happens when you go live. Yeah, so that's a little bit about the file size. It does sound like a really boring subject, I must admit, but it's a sort of thing that's really practical. You know, what type of files do you use? When do you use them? How do you use them? You know, this kind of thing. It's not a short course, but I've had a few people that have watched it and have said I was stopping, making notes the whole time. So it may take a little bit longer for people to watch it than the full video straight through. But yeah, and it's free, so it's actually only half an hour long, but it's a helpful course, I'm being told. And the third one, go on, Max, go on.
I was going to say, sometimes, you know, it's helpful to actually know how to do things right from the word go. It will save you time in the long run. So you'd rather spend that 30 minutes, and then in the long run, you are filing your work properly, and you're not losing things and having to redo them because you're not filed them properly or in the right format.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, because if you save it in the wrong way, you can make irreversible mistakes. And it's just like, you know, if you know that at the start, it just makes things so much simpler. Definitely. Definitely. So the third course that Mags was mentioning, I'm just gonna, it's all about intellectual property, and we're just gonna watch a short preview of that.
Wow, that looks quite exciting, actually.
You know what? It's a very boring subject, intellectual property, but you know, it's a really important one.
Yeah, you gotta know it.
Whatever you're creating, you know, if you're creating from any sphere of creativity, you know, whatever's ideas, you know, it's under that subject. You know, you create stuff, Mags, and it's under the same subject. It's just people just get, you know, don't even think they need to know about it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess it's one of those subjects again where people go in not knowing that that's an area that needs covering. And like you say, you know, you create something and you think you're protected until something comes up. You're like, "Ooh, I didn't know that." So yeah, definitely, it might be a boring subject, but much needed topic to be learned.
Yeah. And you know, it covers things about, you know, what, you know, if you're using material, you know, on your social media, if you're borrowing things from other people, you know, it covers all of that. You know, it's the sort of stuff that, you know, even watching things on YouTube and sharing things with other people, you know, all that kind of stuff is somebody else's property, and it's just knowing what to do. You don't want to end up somebody come up to you and saying you've used my work without permission, and then you end up getting into hot water over it. So you know, it's not the sort of thing that, you know, we can be ignorant about. But yeah, not an interesting subject, but a very important one. So Mags,
Yes, definitely.
thank you very much for joining me today. Is there anything else you want to share with everybody?
I must say, just even looking at the little adverts that you've done just to show the few courses upcoming, I must say you've done a brilliant job, because even just putting in the work to do, you know, the short clips to show the different courses in itself, that's a lot of work you've done. Very creative, very catchy, very artistic, and kind of makes you want to know a bit more. So really well done job. Good job to you. And I think to everybody else who's contemplating whether to do this course or not, I'll say get on board for what the kind of content she's offering on these courses, and the price you have to pay. It's priceless, to be fair. But she's put a lot of work in it, and she's pretty much giving it at a giveaway price. So to everybody who's kind of thinking, is it worth it? I'd say go on board, do a course. You will be glad you did, and you would really benefit from it. And once you've benefited from it, share it with your friends and talk about it, because it's really one good, well-packaged course for anybody really who's out there doing some kind of work. So that, I think that will be my last kind of shout out to everybody to say, come on guys, let's get on board. It's a good course. It's worthwhile. Good pricing. Can never be better than that.
Oh, thank you, Mags. Thank you. Well, it's great hearing from students because I can share the stuff myself, but it's great hearing from people that have done the stuff for me. So thank you
Yeah.
very much for joining me. Do you want to share anything about what's coming up for you? Or is it just all still dependent on lockdown at the moment?
At the moment, on the event side, obviously it's all quiet. But at the moment, I'm looking to. I'll probably approach you to do some nice clips for me. I'm looking to be doing like short videos, like 2 to 3 minutes, where I do outfit of the day. But outfit of the day would be that's on the side of personal styling, because that's one of the things under the umbrella of Nakiso events. So I would have an outfit of the day, and that would address how to dress, say, in springtime, and then also address the inside. So you would have me talk about, say, this bright brown or this nice neutral colors, throw in a bit of an orange pair of sandals, or a nice pair of orange, a nice scarf in an orange bright color, just to brighten up your nice neutral colors in spring. And then we address why you would dress that way, and at the same time, are you happy in your inward man, and address that as well. And that would also be, I would be quoting the word. So as you know, that's where I get my wisdom from. It's not my own personal knowledge, it's not my own wisdom, it's God's wisdom. So I'll be quoting the word to go with the outfit of the day, and just be posting those. Initially, I wanted to be doing that on my Insta page, maybe once a week for now. So something to look forward on my page.
Well, Mags is one of the most stylish people I know. So whatever he has to share is going to be worth listening to. So Mags, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much for having me.
And I look forward to catching up with you in person sometime soon.
Hopefully, when the doors open.
Hopefully. We're just going to say good night, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. And we'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you, Anna. Have a good day.
All right.
Bye.